Hot. Why would you say it like that? Oh no, don't say it like that. Oh no.
No way. I got tone it.
What it do? What's good? What's poppin', yo? It's your homie ATM.
And it's your boy O.
And we are the Lingo, baby. We are finally back for season 4.
Another undisclosed location.
Another undisclosed location, you know, the On the Road series, as we have people in our cars occasionally. And today we have, I don't even want to call you like a special guest because you're like, I just put you like on such a top tier, like in my life, in my head, like, yo, you're great. Y'all probably know her as many names. Well, no, of her by many names. People don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come correct with that. You might know her as Amadi. You might know her as a.k.a. the plant alchemist. You might have recently known her as Kid and Fro before that was switched over. You know, the vegan sorceress, empress, abundance.
Exactly.
Mad shit. Like, people probably know you mad different ways. I'm definitely gonna let you, you know, introduce yourself the best way you know how. But just to give people a background, I met you like what? I want to say like about 5 years ago.
Facts.
Like 4 or 5 years ago. I feel like the way I ran into you was I don't know if you know her. I was cool with Onike.
Mm-hmm.
And Onike,
another Virgo.
Yeah, and Onike's friend,
Facts.
I think was Esther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the photo shoot.
Yeah.
The photo shoot
Yes,
that,
that's
like,
correct.
you know, that blew up, that ended up everywhere. I think I saw it in Essence. So, like, the original way, like, I saw you on IG, and I just knew, like, you were a queer Nigerian model. Like, that's how I knew of you, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, we linked up, we met, you know, the way we met, and we just been, like, cool ever since. And, like, yo, to see the progression, like, from what you were doing then to what you're doing now and, like, continuing to do, like, it's insane for real. But nah, yeah, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, like, however, like, you would like to.
Thank you. I go by Abundance. I am the vegan sorceress. I'm a vegan chef, a vegan soul food chef. One of a few.
Not many.
Not many.
Not many. I mean many, but a few.
But
like I said.
few, yeah.
I said what I said.
Facts.
That's what you should. What else? Yeah, I'm many things. I'm a magician, an alchemist, a chef, a model, a photographer. Yeah, you know, we gotta stay busy.
Mad hats, many
Yeah.
hats, of course. No, as you should, for sure. As always, it's always a good time when we got 3 Brooklyn heads in the spot. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Always a great time. But now, with that being said, like, what's it been like as well for you, like, on just a emotional and physical level, like, not living in Brooklyn no more?
Oh, bro.
If I ask, like, grew up, born and raised Brooklyn, and you moved out recently, I'm assuming.
I moved out recently. I grew up in Nigeria for a while.
Okay.
But I moved out at 18.
Word.
Not living in Brooklyn affects me every day. Like, I live in an area. And
Undisclosed location,
yeah.
facts.
And it's literally, like, I think about how I could get, like, some Caribbean food as soon as I step out in Flatbush.
Facts.
Or just little things like that. Like, you feel me? Just and being in Bed-Stuy, like, knowing my certain spots.
Word.
It's just not the same.
I was literally talking about that yesterday. I made a post, like, I got some roti and currants roll yesterday, bro. I'm just like, yo, I immediately made a post. I was like, no, I hate Syracuse because I can't. It takes me away from this. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy? I traveled all the way to Brooklyn to get roti like last week.
Word?
Yo, there's no roti spots besides Brooklyn for some reason to me in New York.
That's where all the Trinidadians live.
No, for real.
What's one of your favorites? What's your favorite go-to spot? I guess.
Honestly, I don't remember right now.
I like Alley's over on. It's in Bed-Stuy. You mentioned
Yeah,
that,
I was gonna say there's spots in like Flatbush and Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
I'm like all of them.
I feel like a lot of spots for me, like when I'm in Brooklyn, like I just gotta look around at where I am and be like, all right, I know where the spot is. Like I just gotta walk this way and I know it's right there. Like I might not know the name, I might know the color of the banister, some shit like that. But like it's just a landmark. Like nah.
And that's why I love Brooklyn, because it's like that. Like anywhere else, I know my places. It's just not the same.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I only know like 2 roti spots by name. The rest of them are like I know the location. That's
exactly.
it. The Trinidadian spot on Nourish and St. John's.
Like I just know where it's at.
You know
like
what I'm saying? The best currents roll in Brooklyn. You can keep that one. That's for you.
Exactly.
That's for you. Little gems, feel me? On that, but with that, like, so how long? Because really, mainly, like, I feel like if people look at your IG, the main thing they're gonna know about you, like, immediately off rip, is probably the food. It's probably like that as what you do type shit. So, like, with that being said, like, how did that even start? Like, when did you start cooking? When did you start wanting to become a chef? When did all that, like...
Every time people ask this question, I don't know how to answer it. Like, so I'm African, so, like, growing up, like, cooking was in the blood. Like, I was always cooking with my mom. Like, she always made sure I was cooking or learning how to cook or watching her cook or doing something with cooking. And even though it was annoying then, now I'm appreciative, and I know she's gonna see these interviews and be like, oh, she finally has said it. She finally, like, and I'm like, for real, because those traditions, like, follow you, of like, course. You feel me? And I'm very appreciative, because it's like that's the foundation. But I went vegan, like, in college, and like graduated early, so my first 2 years I was like researching like different things that had to do with like Africa. I was an Africana studies major,
right?
So and a women's studies like focus and a hip hop focus like later in my academic career. So researching all the papers and things I had to do, I was like, okay, like I was really interested in the topics, but it was a lot of reading,
right?
Yeah.
So after a while I just got into like the circle, you know what I mean, when you educate yourself, you meet different people, of learning about like Black health,
right?
And like its sustenance, how it's like changed, where it's going, where it's evolved from, how like it started, how in college Black students were like fighting for it, what colleges and things like that. And I started to learn about Dr. Sebi, honestly, right. Like that was the first impact or contact I had with any form of Blackness and veganism. And then I watched What the Health.
The documentary?
And yeah. And I know most vegans are like, yeah, this documentary, but seriously, I watched that, and I watched it over and over, because I was like, okay, this is the only one that's sticking to me, because people were trying to like feed me mad videos like, oh, go vegan, but that one stuck to me. And I was like, okay, let me figure out why. So then I started like analyzing the video, and there's this one Black family, and they literally are farmers, and they have their own land in the South, right? Mm-hmm. They grow their vegetables there. You know how like harvest season goes. They've been doing this for years. So there's American companies that literally like they literally have like, okay, you know how like steam comes out like the buildings from
the pollution,
factory, factory production and things like that. It would literally go over into their the air, it would go over into their crops and things like that, and kill their food. And literally, it would and one of the Black moms like in the house got cancer from the pollution. It was so thick to the point where like, but nobody knew because it's in the air. You know what I mean?
Right.
But people in the factories knew what was going on. And I found out this was happening to Black people all over the South. And I was like, yo, this is similar to like, then I started making comparisons. I'm like, yo, I'm in the hood. There's a deli on every block, bro. I can't get a fair price salad. Like, I can't get like valid veggies for some
like fresh produce.
And I started thinking about that, and I started thinking about the people who around me who were vegan. And at the time I was around someone who was Dominican, and he was a chef, and he was cooking his Dominican food and vegan, and it was fire. And like that inspired me, because I was like, yo, there's a whole community of people in Brooklyn who are vegans, African, Dominican, Ecuadorian. Then I found Black Veg Fest. I found all these different, like, it's like a community, there's communities within communities. And I was like, yo, I started educating myself, and I was like, yo, like, this is this is it, bro. Like, I'm home, bro.
Right.
Like, because, you know, like, growing up, I wasn't always with, like, popular people. Like,
Right.
I was always, like, the outcast or, like, the sore thumb or whatever. So, like, I was always, like, a bookworm and shit like that and having different interests. So, like, literally figuring that out, like, finding my niche in school, I just went for it. And then, like,
zoned in on it.
Yeah, and then I graduated early. And then after graduating, it wasn't really, like, a question. Like, I finished school, literally got my degree, went home to my parents' crib, and automatically was cooking because people was making orders, bro, on my graduation day. So,
Wow.
you know what I mean?
Fuck it, yeah.
So
man.
all, like, self-taught, like, recipes and everything?
Well, the recipes are family tradition based. So once because I'm African and Southern, so my family, like, meat is on the table.
Right.
Always. My grandma was, like, vegan. On Thanksgiving, because, you know, that's when I went vegan around, like, the holidays in school. So I came home. That was my first vegan Thanksgiving. My grandma was like, well, we'll figure it out. She was like, just come over. And then I was like, okay. And then she was like, just fine, because I loved my grandma's mac ribs. Well, I still love mac ribs, guano soup, jollof rice, eba. You feel me? Everything.
Right.
Thanksgiving. And I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do? And she was like, well, if it's, you know, and then I was like, well, it's no meat and no dairy. Then she was like, okay, well, let's see what substitutions you can find. So then that's when, like, that's when the gates of heaven kind of opened up. Because my mom started, like, verbally telling me the recipes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how the tradition was passed down, kind of. And from then, I've kind of grown from that. You know, it wasn't everything that I've been cooking. It was, like, the foundation. Like, my first rib platter, you've had ribs, mac, cornbread, and greens. Mm-hmm. But from then, I've kind of, like, you know, added my own creative flair to it and, like, found, you know, with more self-research, found different substitutes and healthier ways to eat certain things, and literally making chicken out of fruit. Like, you know, to this day, I'm like, every time I make it, I'm like, yo, like, this is really...
That's crazy. Yeah, it blows my mind.
This is alchemy, bro. Like, this is what alchemy is. This is what physical alchemy is. Turning vegetables into food. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Well, it is food,
but
know,
yeah,
like earth food. But, like, taking natural earth food, because, you know, I don't use soy. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in none of that estrogen peaking. I don't believe in any of that. And I try not to use processed things, but sometimes making my own cheese, it gets a lot. It gets a lot. But, yeah.
Wow, I never thought about it.
No, yeah,
I never thought about it that
definitely
way
answer that question.
Alchemy, because that just when I'm like.
That's why I call myself the plant alchemist, because.
Interesting.
Well, my name's Amadi, but I always use the first initial, and then that's how I took away kid and fro, because that's like my, you know, we all shed and grow into our different selves.
No, for
know?
sure.
I was like, that's kind of some, you know, that's the old, you know, me, like when I was like 18, you know.
Right. Like now it's when it's nasty.
Yeah, and like that's how everybody knows me from the modeling thing, but it's like, well, I've developed into like my next stage, you know what I mean? I've developed into another part of my womanhood, so I want to honor that in every sense. So, yeah.
No, for sure. So up until now, what's your favorite thing that you made?
Yo,
because you made mad shit.
Bro. Instagram is
because like you told us, like you told me, like you told me like, oh yeah, like give me something that's gonna challenge me. I say, yo, oh go look at the page. Oh, go look at the page and tell me what we gonna tell her to make.
Like, damn.
Because I'm like, damn, bro, like we creative, but I don't know, like, because I'm just looking at the page, bro, and every time I'm like, yo, like I don't even know what I want. Like every time I be wanting to order something, I'm like, yo, I don't even know what I want right now, because so much has been made that I'm like, even to give you something new, I'm like, yo, nah, one day I'm gonna finesse something. I'm gonna give you a verbal recipe, and a verbal Egyptian recipe, like, and I'm gonna tell you, yo, this is how like we make it.
Valid.
Figure it out type shit, like so shit like that, like. But what has been your favorite thing that you made?
I was thinking about that yesterday, and it's very hard to like answer that, because one, I'm very hard on myself, so it's not so other people are like, yo, you've made a lot. I'm like, yo, I haven't made enough.
Type shit. Where
my mind, like, it's like I have so many things that I want to make that I'm so forward that it's like, just be present, Amadi, just be present. But like, I was thinking yesterday, honestly, to this day, it has to be that sweet potato cheesecake I just made. Because I opened the oven and think my heart jumped out my chest. I mean, I already wear my heart on my sleeve. You know, I'm a teddy bear, but it jumped out my chest on my sleeve.
Same shit.
And then I cut it open, and I was like,
oh yeah,
that's love.
No, for sure.
Wait, so I have a question. So, do you think it's harder to make desserts or like more like entrees kind of vibe? I feel like, you know, desserts, that's a whole different
it's
world.
crazy because I started originally with just food. I mean, well, I had my cornbread, which was baking, but I didn't really see it as baking until somebody pointed that out. And I was like, yo. Then I was like, okay, well, let me make a cake. And I was like, okay, well, let me make brownies.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well. But, like, it's literally, like, at this point, I feel like cooking takes more energy. They both take a lot, but baking is quicker, I feel like. And less time consuming, because with cooking I like things to be a certain way,
right.
Yeah,
plate
and the flavor,
certain seasonings. And it's crazy because recipes are really difficult with me, and that's why I love oral tradition and storytelling and spoken word and poetry, because it's like I don't really do measurements. Like, I really just go off soul at this point, to be honest with you. Because even my grandma, like, that's why I love what she instilled in me. Like, that's why she made me, like, watch her cook.
Yeah.
So I could learn, like, the beat to it. Because, you know, everything has its own vibration. So it was like, okay, so I would eventually see her, you know, whatever. And that's why she was like, okay, come cook it with me.
Right.
Because now you know what it looks like, so cook. And, you know, from that, I kind of just remember. So at first I was like doing recipes, but I feel like when you become really passionate about something, like, fuck a script.
Yeah.
You know this, yeah.
I mean, like,
you know that shit, like.
And I don't really like, so, and I'm naturally a poet from childhood, so
right.
I'm not, you know, yes, I'm a writer, but I rather just go off flow.
Right. Type
so
shit.
If the yams is looking like it need butter, I'm gonna add the butter.
But yeah.
Right. Don't ask me how much it is, bro.
I'll just add some,
For me,
I'm gonna add till I feel like it's enough butter, you know, like, nah, for sure. And I honestly, like, in a way, I feel like, from my experience, like, that's also, like, a big, like, immigrant thing. Like, anybody I know that's a child of an immigrant that learned to cook is like, I don't know, like if I'm ever asked my friend, like, oh, how much I don't fucking know. Like, when my mom showed it to me, like, or when my mom did it and I watched my mom cook it, she just did that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
actually crazy because, like, that's what makes it kind of, because I'm still an artist, you know, this is my art. It's like, it's hard to put value on that. And that's what I've been having to learn. Well, that's a lesson I learned recently that I'm now taking with me to grow in, is I have to be able to set the boundary of my value for my art and not fold. Like, you can't fold on yourself. Like, you can't, there's someone I follow called the Hood Healer. I absolutely love her. And she said, how are you going to fold on the same blessing you pray for?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Wow. I was like, wait, let me sit back.
Wow. No, you gotta really, because you really gotta think about that, like,
because I manifest, you know, my art, and it comes from within, and it comes from my ancestors, and, you know, all of that. And it's like, okay, I have these things, I have the tools laid out for me, and I know how much it goes into it, you know what I mean? But putting a value on culture, and it's just like, you know.
And standing on your worth, you know, like, you know, this shit's bomb.
You
can't tell me otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Especially within, like, because so many people are used to, like, corporate business. They're so used to, like, what, honestly, the standards that white people set. Right. And it's like the value, people aren't able to see the value in blackness until it's, like, fashioned a certain way. So being a Afro-Renaissance artist and an Afro chef is very, like, you know what I mean? It's a lot for, you know, a real one, as Nipsey would say. You know, he would say it in other words, but as a Crip would say, you feel me? Like, it's tough operating in this, especially being a black queer woman. It's like, dang, bro, it's a lot, and I've been able to see that with traveling a lot. Because it's like seeing how other people operate in other states. It's like, whoa,
we were just talking about
Yeah.
Cali
Yeah,
and the vibes over there. It's it's always funny that when you can go somewhere else, you're so tapped in with other people's like energy. Like this is a whole different place. Like I feel like Cali is like the polar opposite of like New York and the way they just run shit over there. But that's just a whole other topic, honestly.
No, yeah, for sure. I feel like, especially solo traveling, as you mentioned it, like, it definitely opens your eyes to a lot. Because really just you out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just you moving type shit. Like, wherever you go, whether it be, like, Atlanta or LA, like, wherever you go, it's like you moving out there, and it's like...
I can't do the solo traveling. Actually, no, I'm lying. I used to be, like, a unaccompanied minor a lot, I guess. So, like, my mom, like, all right, go. Don't fuck this up. Land in JFK and meet your dad. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like...
So it was like the actual traveling.
Right, but like, I'm thinking like, like being a person out there and like being dolly. How do you go about that? Like, I feel like I could never. I feel like I love traveling like with a group. I guess. I don't know.
Well, like I said, I always stuck out like a sore thumb, whether it was school or whatever. Like while other girls were like dolls, I was in a book. My mom always like tell me. So like, I've always been like, even in college, like I'm a Virgo. So, and I take astrology to a certain extent. Very true.
Facts.
I can be very quiet, but very wise. But like, I've always just been, I don't know, chosen, I guess, like to the side. So, like I said, I moved out at 18. So like, I was in college pretty much. Like, yes, I was talking to my parents, but like, I was by myself, like in school, went through school. Afterwards is when I moved back home, but then I moved out like after a couple months because my business got better, so I was able to
do that.
So since then I've been to myself, and I just got the inkling from my higher ups to start traveling, and I did. I mean, the first place was Atlanta, and well, the first place was the DMV like last year, but the first major travel was like Atlanta, and it was amazing. I loved Atlanta, and it helped me like realize my blessings, like how many different people or other places that connect with you, and realizing that you're not alone, like, you know what I mean, and your connections within one place can take you other places,
right?
And like building long lasting foundations with people, like just off the simple fact that we're both artists, or we're both creatives, or we both have actual humanity left in us. Like, we're all trying to heal. Like, you feel me? It's all positive energy. You know what I mean? No maliciousness, and And of course, being a woman, I have to be extra safe. Like, but I'm very protected. So.
Right. No, yeah.
I've been through some crazy shit. So.
I felt that.
It's been shown that I'm here for a reason, and I won't be removed until it's done.
Until it's time. You know what I'm saying? It's not that time yet. You know what I'm saying?
I barely put my feet in the water.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not even a toe yet. Like, come on, son. Like, nah, y'all bugging.
Right now, I'm looking at it. I'm like,
it's getting there, you know? Maybe I could start, you know? Nah, yeah, for sure. And I think that, just to speak on that, like, in an abstract way, just like how my mind works, like you saying that, like, really makes me think of this aspect of, like, that I've been thinking about for a minute, in the sense that I feel like because of how big New York City is, and because of all the culture we do have around us, a lot of times kids in the city think the city is it. Like, that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people forget that there's a whole fucking world outside of New York City, and I feel like New York City it's easy to make you feel like this is kind of the pinnacle. Yeah. Especially when you go to college, or like, well, at least for us, because we went to college outside of the city, like, you meet people from other cities and they like love the fact that we're from New York City. Yeah. I'm like, you know, I'm jaded, like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up there my whole life. I love my city. But the city also shows me so many cultures that, to me, I'm like, I don't really need to go nowhere. Everything right here. Like, so when you travel and you see like other cultures, and you just see not even just other cultures, but other aspects of the black diaspora, and how they live and experience blackness in their locations and in their physical space, Yo, it just
beautiful.
yo, it's
Like,
it's insane. Like
Atlanta was beautiful. I was like, damn, there's beautiful black people everywhere.
Everywhere, I've heard that. Like
Yeah.
everybody there black, everybody there black and beautiful. Like what? Like
even during COVID, it was still a vibe. I'm like, okay, but that's a fact. Like people always mention New York, like wherever and it was getting kind of annoying. I was like, alright, bro, because they're automatically able to tell. For some reason with me, I'm like, dang, like I wear it like that, bro.
yeah, like
damn, and people automatically they're like, you from Brooklyn? I'm like,
damn, straight like that. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
You have an aura.
Yeah. But I also have it tatted.
The tatted, yeah, like right there on your wrist.
Yeah,
like, you know
but
what I'm saying?
people are also able to tell because of like the lingo, like.
Yeah, 100%.
But I definitely like. Yeah, I'm just grateful to be able to travel, and I'm excited to travel other places. I really want to go to Texas, Philly, Chicago, yeah, some other places.
You know where in Texas you would go?
Houston,
right? Yeah, that's what I figured.
Come to Houston. I'm like, damn, okay.
Nah, yeah, because I don't even think like you realize like that you're low key famous, like.
Nah, I mean,
like on a very like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I think like I'm very big on like, you and I already know like ego's bullshit, you know, and we already know all that, and like this is not me sitting here trying to feed that because that's just a soul killer, and we all know that. It's really like, level, but on a real level, like on how, like, listen, I can say that to you because I know how you operate, you know how I operate to an extent.
You know
like
me since the beginning.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can say that, and you can understand I'm not bullshitting you, but the world don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? So the people that see you on IG and the people that see you around is like, oh, like, you know, bro, it's, perception is a fucking,
Let's really talk about that because, because, you know what's crazy? Like, I was on a podcast the other day and someone addressed me about, there was a situation on Twitter, about, like, I was pretty much, like, publicly crucified. Pretty much, I was trying. People were trying to cancel me, publicly crucify me, whatever they do to these celebrities.
Right.
And what you were saying is literally true because I think people see me as one facet, and yes, I'm beautiful. So people like get one idea of me. So they think like I'm like everybody else, and you know that's understandable. But like I'm not.
But I'm not.
So and I've like shown that, and you know that's why I'm like willing to put myself out there more. Like that's why I'm starting YouTube, doing more like videos and like showing people my personality, you know, so they can see it's deeper than my flesh.
Right.
Like, yes, I'm beautiful, but there's different facets to me, and it's not that deep. But like people like literally take things to the extremes, like on social media, and it's like that's up and down about social media because I do use it to like.
They put you in a box.
It does put you in a box, and it's like, dang. And I'm from Brooklyn, so you know, all for it. And let's talk about ego because before, let me really break down this sentence. So I've been reflecting on my social media like platforms and like how I post, especially Twitter. Given the situation, I wanted to figure out like how to grow from it to be a better business owner, but like period, you know. So I was thinking, I was like, yo, I really do feel like social media was becoming very performative for me. Like if you notice, there is a certain algorithm to certain social medias, like regardless. I'm not on TikTok, but I know Instagram and Twitter. Yeah. Pretty much. When you're on Twitter and you're scrolling and just typing and you get into that, you know, cycle, like, so I was thinking, I was like, yo, I was really on Twitter a lot. And then that helped me see, like, yo, I need to be able to concentrate my focus and put my focus on what really matters. Because at the end of the day, I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. And other people's projections doesn't matter. And it's like, as long as I'm putting love into what I'm doing, like, yes, there's going to be ups and downs for a real one. But at the end of the day, this is what comes with doing this by myself. Because nobody's showing me how to run this.
And going about your purpose. Like, that's what
exactly. Like, this is my road. This is my journey. To throw stones, you don't even know what's going on. So I've literally learned, like, don't take things personal. I'm very proud of my growth because the old Amadi, you know, you've seen me grow, bro. The Brooklyn, I used to be with it. I used to drop addies, like, pull up.
Pull up. And you still with it. Like, don't get that twisted. Like you know, niggas is still with it, but it's just like.
But I've learned to
grow.
I've learned how to maneuver my energy better and how not to exert energy for the wrong things because I have purpose. I have things to do. So if I focus on the negative, I can't get the right things done because I'm so focused on the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was literally like, okay, you gotta step different, bro. Like that's our like. I wanted to delete my Twitter, but I can't do that because I have gems on there and people see them.
Facts.
And they always retweet and show me like, yo, we still, where you at? I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so I'm gonna leave that there for y'all, but I come do my drops and I leave because I don't have time.
Right.
Because there's always somebody negative trying to infiltrate
People always
the light.
watching,
like,
bro.
Yeah.
People are always watching, bro. Niggas is on you when you profit, and that's just a fact.
That's
like,
a fact.
that's just a matter of fact, and that's been the case since the day I found out about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just like, it's
and I be
crazy.
minding my
like,
business, bro.
yo,
I be minding my business.
It's crazy.
I'm like, yo, you really got
like, you
Twitter
owe
fingers,
me, bro. Like,
Yeah,
bro, like, nah.
And the owe me, and yo, God was like, you need to stop fighting. You need to just relax.
People like
'Cause
conflict,
people are gonna, yes, people feed off that, and that's why when that situation happened, I didn't say nothing. I let everybody talk, and I was seeing everything. I was like, I felt nothing. I felt no need to say anything. I was like, nah, this is not the right time because I would be. It doesn't matter what I say right now because you know how things go off on the internet.
Yeah.
People will flip it however they want.
However they want, especially when you're already in the bad light. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, bro? Like, I knew my intention, and at the right time, I'll address this. And I did. I've done it several times, and it's always trolls who be talking, and they never show their face. You never pull up. I've dropped several addies. Nobody's pulled up.
Yo, meet me at the Utica McDonald's right
Yo,
now.
Nah, I used to be on Flatbush like, yo, pull up, this is my fighting spot. Come on, because you want to talk. And I don't want to talk like
Mama niggas at KP.
Right, I'm not with it.
Outta here.
I'm not like, but I've learned to just be at peace and don't let other people's disturb your peace. Like, so now I'm at the point where I'm not even like exerting energy to people who are feeding on negativity because it's they're not even in the position to be doing what I'm doing.
True word, bro. Like, there's not many people I see that physically grow as much as they mentally grow. And, like, luckily you've been able, you know, to do both and, like, blessed enough to be able to do both because it's, like, a lot of people just grow with age, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just getting older, truly. Like, you're truly just getting older. You ain't getting no wiser. You ain't learning nothing. Just getting older and being in, like, the same shit. And it's, like, nah, what you said is a key fact. Like, yo, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're doing what you love to do, truthfully, like, other people's perceptions, like, doesn't matter. But it's like, nah, I'm happy, like, we addressed that because it's, like, a matter of, like, I might know you because I've known you for a couple years, you know what I'm saying? I know you got some close friends to you that, like, know you for however long they've known you. Those people that, you know, I'm cool with them, like, I know them. But it's, like, a lot of people who, like, follow you or whatever, like, might think they know you or think they know what you're about, but they don't. And that's just because of, like, social media really makes you have this perception, puts you in this kind of...
people based off the internet.
And you don't,
and I always let
like...
people know, every time they step out of line, you don't know who I am.
Yo, you don't know me,
need to relax, honestly. And because I'm an outspoken woman and I've set my boundaries, people are mad. And it's like, it's okay, because I'm not going to let you walk all over me. Like, what?
Like, you mad about that? Like, you mad? Because
I want respect.
Like,
get that
wow.
shit the fuck out of here.
Wow,
like,
you
what?
mad because I'm demanding respect that I deserve. That's
and
crazy,
it's crazy because
like,
that one situation definitely has helped propel my growth OD mentally. OD. Like, now I'm fearless of men. Like, I don't care, bro. Like, and I hopped right back on Twitter. I was like, yeah. Like,
let's get back to it now,
because I didn't say anything disrespectful. I didn't mean any harm. And it wasn't until other people's perceptions jumped in till people took it somewhere it didn't even need to go. Like, it was never that serious. So I was like, I have no reason to explain that to people who are just, like, soulless. You just tweet off a situation you don't even know. Y'all, and then people started trolling me OD. People telling me to kill myself. People sending me crazy emails. I was like, bro, this is sick.
Wild, yo. Like, that's crazy.
And meanwhile, I was in Atlanta on my birthday, curling my hair. I was just...
interesting.
Yo, those birthday pictures those birthday pictures were mad. Yo, those shits were sick. I said that, I was like,
God was like, yo,
I was
take
like,
your time to, because you know how hard I work. So I was like, my birthday's at one time to show. And it's crazy because all of that popped off near my birthday. So I was like, this is helping me be present because I'm able to see my blessings around me and within me and know that, like, none of that ill harm means anything.
Only
like,
shit. Like,
it doesn't mean anything. So it was just like, you know, I'm gonna still keep grinding. Like, You know what I mean? People, and it's crazy because people coming out the woodworks. Yeah, I've been waiting for you to fall. I've been waiting for people.
Oh shit, really?
Yo, niggas be praying.
Niggas
really be praying on your
I'm a
downfall.
I keep that thing.
Keep the receipts. You shitting me?
Yup, and I'm gonna make a YouTube video one day addressing all of that. Y'all not
airing all these things that like.
I'm not slick.
Yo, nah, that's
not
sick.
slick.
That's
Mad,
wicked,
mad
bro.
Wicked. Wicked is an understatement
mad
for sure.
People. It was mad people. I was like, wow, it was this many people, bro.
Like I didn't even know, yo. Like damn.
Yo, that shit was
But it's crazy. Is like the light in the sport always shines through at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
does.
saying? Like
and
truthfully,
yes, very true. Because even within the dark times, like, someone will at me like, yo, that shit was mad good.
Mad good, yo. I've never had a bad review about anything I've ever gotten from you in my life. Like,
thank you.
I've bought a good amount of things now, like, and just like different things. Like, I have no bad reviews. Like, nah, yeah. I literally, me and Omari were talking about this actually before you came. Like this idea of like going fully vegan, and like so me personally, like I stopped. What is it? December, September, October, November. It's been 4 months since I've eaten red meat. Like I just started completely cutting it out. I don't drink I haven't drinking whole milk in a minute. That's disgusting. I can't no. So like I switched over to oat milk a minute ago. I was on almond milk for a minute, but I was like, it's too strong of a taste. Like it was fucking up everything I was drinking. I was like, this shit just tastes straight like almonds right now. Like I don't know.
I can't do milk substitutes.
Nah, so then I switched over to oat milk. So we were talking about just the idea of going like vegetarian at first, or like the idea of going vegan. And he was like, what'd you say? Oh, you were like, I can only do it if like I can eat this, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not meat. Like he was like, that's like how it is, and it's like, and I'm like, nah. I was like, yo, bro, the only way I would go vegan is if I had a chef. Like if I ever like just paid you for like meals, like meal plans, like here, like, and that's the only way I could do it, cause like. Bro, like that's what I'm saying. Like that shit is
it's a process.
That shit is like that's why I'm like that's why I was so happy to like have met you and see you go down that road, because that shit's special. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm happy you like present that shit and see that shit as alchemy, because that's real, bro. Like even me as a person who cooks and as a person who knows my mom's recipes and shit like that, to really sit there and transform that whole shit into a vegan, like what? Like nah, son. Like the day I ate your wings and you told me those shits with jackfruit, I said, yo, that's crazy. I said, that's fucking crazy. What? Like you're shitting me right now. Like, and that's what I'm saying. So like, that's like the only like, and that's why like I'm like, I think it's dope that like you went vegan before you even like decided you wanted to like really be a chef at all. You know what I'm saying? And that was just its own thing. And I definitely think like you do a good job at like you said, there's a good amount of like vegan chefs. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But in my aspect and one of my interpretations of there being a few, like, there's not many vegan chefs who, like, one, do it based off the research that you did, and two, do it for their people. You know what I'm saying? Like, are doing it for their communities type shit as well. Like truthfully, that's one of your big things that you always emphasize on your social media. Like, yo, like, my hands are for my people type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these meals are for my people, like, and just that in and of itself. And it's like, you are like the main person who ever introduced me to like what Afro-Veganism was and like how that connected. And like I thought that was dope, because like I don't know people that do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Any like chef I know, any vegan chef I know, don't go from that like mentality and that like lane essentially with it. And I think that that's dope. I think that that's very unique to you, and like flattery is the best form of imitation, and we know, you know, like imitation is the best form of flattery, and I think that people can try. They really can, but you know, like the prototype is never the original, and that's just that on that. But not for real.
But I'm definitely excited to see like where I go with everything, because it's lit. Like, and it's very true. Like a lot of people do this for the money. And it's crazy because I don't, and it shows. If you really pay attention. Kind of
expensive though. Like people who like do it for the money. Like are they charging people like these crazy prices to make the bread back? Because I almost assume that at least in the city, like being a vegan is very expensive. Like so, like
not really. I mean, depending on like what type of vegan you are.
Okay.
I'm personally like mainly alkaline, so I don't really eat processed foods like that, to be honest with you. Honestly, the food that I cook for other people, it's for other people. I don't even really eat much of it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, like, because I'm just on the journey of being, you probably know it as ITAL.
Yeah.
But alkaline, ITAL, like mainly plant-based foods, like chickpeas, you know what I mean, straight veggies type vibes, and no processed eats, because processed food is really messing with our minds, and the way things are going with COVID, it's just not a vibe to be eating any type of dairy, meat, processed anything. We don't know what's going on with
supply
that
chains.
market and all that shit. Yeah.
Damn, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Damn, I might have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the question?
Oh shit.
My mind just traveled. Like,
no.
Are some chefs like charging those prices because it's expensive to cook that shit?
I don't know what other chefs are doing. All I know is that I know most people are in. You know, some people have restaurants. I don't have a restaurant. Some people are in it for the money. For the vegan trend, you know, because veganism is now a trend or whatever. And I've had the opportunity to do things for money, and it just wasn't for me. So because a lot of people, I've had people like, oh, you could have had a restaurant, or you could have been popped off, or you could have been, and I'm like, you could have been mind your business, because this is
like shit, like that. You know what I'm saying, like,
and this is not about money. That's the thing, and that's why people who eat the food can tell. Because I'm putting a hard work into this. I'm putting
love into that shit.
Right, I'm the only person doing this for over how many people, like, and it's a matter of spreading love. Like, it's not a matter of the money for me. And that's why I was saying, going back to putting a price on my value, going back to self-worth that I continuously work on every day. Like, so I guess other people are, I don't know what they're doing, but they're making money off people. So
I only say it because for me, I noticed that it's dumb cheap to get a cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? $1, you got $1.50. Yeah, you can get a McChicken type shit. But like getting like a healthy meal in the hood is very expensive, relatively. You know, and I was just wondering, like, is it because of that? Is it hard? Is it a hard supply chain to get like those natural fruits and put in the time? So you're paying for people's working on making these foods, and I feel like in the hood, like, I don't see much of that because I'm thinking, I guess, just too expensive, or maybe like the market just won't sell here, kind of thing.
It's a capitalism. Like, they don't want us to be healthy because
root of all evil.
We're the darkest, so we shine brighter type vibe. Like, you feel me? So if we get access to healthy food, then we'll be like quick on our feet. We'll start thinking about things different. You feel me? Because it's a mindset, it's a perspective thing. Like, the ghetto is not about the physical thing, you know what I mean? It's always been about the concept of it. You feel me? It's a mindset type of vibe.
But
We back.
Tuning back in, you know, after everything, I think, you know, it's been a reoccurring thought and theme. Like, you know, this year was a lot happened this year, etc. Understatement for sure. But also with that, like, we got a lot of good music this year. In general, I feel like we lost a lot of people this year as well. A lot of people in music as well. Great people. And so, like, a big, like, rest in peace to every single person we lost in that regard. But with that being said, like, with the music that's dropped this year, like, what has really, like, stuck and resonated with you?
I bump Nipsey every day. That's motivation.
Yeah.
Over it, like, you know, I know how to, like, separate certain things, because, you know, words have power, and you don't want to, like, I don't want to, like, replicate his life, you know, but, you know, the hustle mentality, the grind for passion. I've been listening to a lot of black women rappers, actually, because I want to shift my perspective, you know. I've been listening to a lot of Baby Mother, a lot of Rico Nasty, a lot of Bree Steves, a lot of Tierra Whack, a lot of Coily Ray. Who else?
I can throw one for you. Me and Money been listening to Lexa Moore.
Yeah.
She's a British rapper. Her new album, Government Tropicana, was pretty dope.
Yeah.
She has her own, like, unique style and, like, cadence of rapping. It's very, like, I don't know, laid back, you know, like it's like her words are just hitting the mic, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like her stream of consciousness is just coming to you, so you really have to like
it's very big. Like I definitely recommend Roll Up. Just chill.
Yeah.
Not roll up and do shit like you be doing. Like roll up and actually just chill for a second.
Maybe talk to
And
somebody.
yeah, like listen to that album. That's a good album to listen to. But also in that realm, another Black UK woman rapper is Lil Sims.
Yeah. I've heard.
Yeah, nah, she's fire too. I think one of my favorite songs by her is Boss. And it's like just kind of like an alternative kind of sound, and like as somebody who listens to Rico and like just Coily Ray and all these artists you listed are like all in their own different kind of pocket. Right. So you know, like just in general, that's also another person. So with that being said, like I know we've mentioned it and we've been holding it off, but like how'd you feel about Rico's album?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
That shit is
Nightmare
hard.
Vacation.
Bruh, like I feel like it was a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen Rico from like
you
know, like SoundCloud, like early Sugar Trap. Like I'm waiting for the second Sugar Trap, but I've seen her like grow as an artist, and it's been so amazing.
Right.
This album is chef's kisses, literally.
Facts.
It's amazing.
No, yeah. Me and what we're talking about. Like we did a run through of it before our last episode, like recording, the day it dropped, and
we like a few of the favorites we like.
Yeah. Well, what did we like?
I feel like the first one we started with was Back and Forth. Okay. It had the anime feature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's funny that she started with like Don Toliver and Gucci Mane, and the second Don't Like Me, but I feel like I don't know. I don't have the song in my like. I feel like when I go through a song, like the first like if it gets a like off rip, I know for some reason like I jacked that song. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like the one that stuck to memory and like I remember it was Let It Out. I'm like, this is going on my workout playlist right now because like I feel like that energy she brings, and like she does that for like mad of her songs and like just in the past and off Sugar Trap especially. But I do say she's trying a new lane on this album. I don't remember what song, but it was like really like I don't know, trying a lot more with like vocals, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know how I felt about it. I think I liked a lot of the high octane energy songs. I feel like Tenfold was another one that really stuck with me. Well, I don't know. I feel like I definitely have to give it another listen, honestly, because the way we ran through it.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to be upsetting to really like vibe to Rico and shit. You know, like.
I think for me, like even though we did like one like listen through, I did another like jump around like on my own. And it was more so a matter of, like, I didn't think she was trying a new lane. To me, it was, like, a culmination of all of her lanes.
Yeah.
Kind of just put into one, like, in very specific ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, in specific songs, in specific lyrics, in specific production. I feel like it was a culmination of, like, old shit and new shit. Like, that's why I told you, like, I forgot what song it was. But we were listening to a song, and I was like, this reminds me very much of, like, Anger Management, like her project.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay.
Girl Scouts probably.
Probably.
Yeah,
and then that's why I was like, word.
Bitches at your door.
Yeah, and I was just like, this is very like, okay.
That shit is crazy.
I was like, I fuck with this OD. And then I was like, but then I heard shit that's like very like
sing-songy.
Yeah, and bubblegum trap. Like the shit like we started on, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so yeah, I saw like a culmination of all her lanes.
Started,
like all her lanes kind of put into one. And that's why I'm like, I want to re-listen to it just off the basis of now going into it that mentality. Like, okay, now I want to listen to it as just like, okay, as a culmination of all her lanes, did she put this together well? Like sonically as an album through and through. And like that's like what my next listen through is gonna be like focused about. I try to go through certain albums with like first listen through is just my first listen through. Then after my first listen through, I'll like sit on it for a bit and then be like, okay, now I want to re-listen to it with this intention. Like, this is now what I'm kind of like looking for and listening to it. I feel like that also just comes with like me being a person who like talks on this shit. Like if it was just me like doing this shit, I'd probably do that. But like as a person who like kind of finds it to be like my job to like listen to music, like I kind of just like always kind of do that. No, yeah, that I think that was a great project. What else dropped this year?
The marketing of it was interesting. So you guys mentioned a comic book.
Nah, I definitely
wasn't hip on that.
Oh yeah, the comic book. Yeah, nah, she just dropped like I think it was on her IG. I saw like a video of her that she posted like on her page, and she said my comic book is now out. Like link is in my bio.
And she's taking it to new heights. Now it's first it was fashion. Now it's the comic book. Then she did makeup before the comic book. It's amazing.
She also did a collab with a bong company and dropped a silicone ice cream pipe. Yeah. She dropped a box with Hemper like last year.
For me, 10 faux Girl Scouts back and forth with Amine. Let It Out, Loser with Trippie Redd, and Oh For Real.
Yeah, Oh For Real was it. Yeah.
I
was like, that was my
single,
favorite.
right?
Yeah, that was my favorite single. Out of the singles she dropped, like, that was my favorite
that
single.
That shit is hard, bro.
That shit is hard.
The whole album is hard. Like, off the first rip, the first listen, that shit was hard. I was like, yeah, this shit is it. And she making money.
Yeah.
Off that, because I be streaming it.
Yeah, no, she be...
And I know you be streaming it, too.
I wonder what the inspiration was for Nightmare Vacation, though.
Like, the name?
Yeah, and the cover and
I can't wait to
everything.
see the visuals.
Yeah, I think they're going to go crazy.
Shook.
Yeah. No, they're going to go crazy. I'm really, like... The one person I've really liked their rollout of videos and I'm waiting for more is Flo Milli. I think she's been doing great. Bro.
Her music is really good. I was going to say her
videos
too.
are beautiful. Like, I've been looking at them like, yo, these are tough. I like these.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Lil Wayne too. A lot of Eve.
Oh, yeah, word.
A lot of Ruby Rose.
It's funny, I just had a conversation with somebody about how, like, Eve is one of the most slept on, like, female rappers. I was like, no, 100%. Like,
she paved the way.
Yeah.
For a lot of shit.
Like, and he was like, I'd high-key probably put her top 5. And I was like, as you should. Yeah. I was like, you know what? And I like that you said that. Because that's beautiful. Like, what? Because, like, nah, that's tough. Yeah.
Shout out, wait, who's... I think it was for Shanti's karaoke. I was playing, were you there when I was playing Eve?
Were you? You played Eve?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You Don't Love Me.
Oh, I think I was there.
And, bro, too drunk. You know what I'm saying? But Eve really got me there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it had that nice balance of, like, that West Indian, you know, spice that, like, it was perfect when I'm drunk. So it was mad funny to mention Eve.
I've been listening to a lot of Jadena as well. Like, his whole album.
You also just have, like, a strong love for Jadena as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
his, like, everything.
Everything, yep.
Because his fashion, but the way he connects it to culture, because he's also Nigerian, too. So he really lives, like, he really lives his Nigerian Americanness in his own classic way.
No, you know what's crazy? Like, I genuinely think that, especially, like, at least in American, like, media, I think the main, like, African group of, like, artists here who have, like, is Nigeria, that like, have that country that they really, like, hold on to is Nigerians. Like, I feel like,
that's a fact.
You know, like, for sure, like, I feel like a lot of the, like, famous, like, Americans who are, like, have African roots that, like, really rep it are Nigerians. And I think that like, is also just a testament to, like, the pride Nigerians have. They're very prideful people, you know, and I think it's definitely, like, warranted for sure. And, like, I think it also goes back to you talking about, like, buying land. Like, I remember when Burna Boy, like, dropped his first project, like, that blew up, he said the first thing he did was buy land back home. And I was like, and that's absolutely, like, beautiful. Like, that's a smart thing to do. Like, that's exactly what you should be doing. Like, you know, like, buying land back in your roots. Like, and that's definitely, like, nah, that's great. I think a lot of music, funny enough, I feel like because of quarantine, a lot of music kind of got not swept under the rug, but I feel like a lot of people forgot that music came out in 2020.
Yeah, mad music dropped.
And I look at albums and be like, wait, that dropped this year?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
it was a long but short year. I don't know how to explain it.
Right.
It's very strange.
A lot
It was the quickest, longest year of my life. Yeah.
Yeah, the quickest, longest year of my life.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
I mean, like, looking through all the music is, I know I'm missing a whole bunch of things that were amazing too.
I don't know. I feel like checking my rap. I was talking about this on the last episode of season 3. Yo, I listened to one album. Like, it felt like the starting 5 songs in that album were my top 5 songs of the year. And I'm just like, I guess I was just like, I found my album, and I'm just like, I'm gonna listen to this.
That's what I'm saying. I found my artist, and I'm just with those people.
I couldn't even deal with, you know, like, keeping up with music. Like, even that felt like a task this year, low key. But in a weird way, I'm glad because
so much music at once.
Right.
It's like, dang, bro.
Bro, I was talking to Omari, and, like, there's a song Omari doesn't like, and I play it because it's, like, in my driving playlist, like, it passes time. And it's Quarantine Clean by Gunna.
Oh
and I looked at him and I was like, that dropped this year.
Oh my god.
It had to because quarantine song. It's a quarantine, and none of the quarantine music that dropped, like, that were quarantine labeled were really that good. Like,
that's a fact.
you know, like shit that was quarantine labeled was not like, you know.
Little Baby dropped his album
This year. That was this year? My turn was this year. Wow. That was a great fucking album.
Sheesh.
That wasn't it like,
yeah. The cover and everything, like the messaging in the cover, like sitting alone by yourself with goats.
Yeah, it was a great album, and it was a great debut, like, just kind of like stepping out album. I don't know, like he's had his projects, but this was like a great, you know.
I feel like for me, that's the album that really made me stop thinking about Gunna. Like,
really?
Him and Gunna as...
you kind of had them neck and neck?
Yeah, because, you know, that was always the thing, you know, Gunna, Lil Baby.
Yeah,
like, then he was like, my turn.
Gunna dropped Wanna this year, too. And Wanna was okay. I liked Wanna. I liked it better than...
I like it better than
Dripper Drown 2. Yeah, Dripper Drown 2 was not it for me. It was okay. I have to revisit it. Because like, now when I revisit it, I'm like, oh, I like this song. I forgot I like this song.
When I do that.
You know, me too.
Was I wrong?
You know, like, was I wrong the first time about this? Like, I don't know. But, you know, a lot of fucking music dropped this year. But with that, like, I forgot who brought this up to me. Do you listen to Drake?
Yeah.
You like Drake?
He dropped 2 albums this year, didn't he?
No way.
Nah, he
dropped
nothing
one
this year.
Dark Lane demo tapes.
Dark Lane demo? I ain't listen to that shit.
I think it dropped this year. Or it could have dropped last year.
Because I was just bumping his music.
But I just like somebody had brought this up of like, oh, like how do we feel about Drake not dropping his project till January? Like instead of closing the year out with it, I was like is it kind of like because niggas is waiting on it? I'm like, I think it's good to start the year off with it. Like, and a lot of good music drops in January. Like a lot of great music. Like January is the time for music drops. Like every time I think about it, I just think Culture. Culture dropped in January of 2017.
Yeah, he dropped Laugh Now, Cry Later.
That was a song.
But he dropped Dark Lane demo
2020.
tapes.
Yeah.
I know I'm not tweaking.
But I didn't even like Dark Lane. I liked one song.
I liked a couple of these.
I kept Demons and I kept D4L. Of course, I like Chicago Freestyle.
Desires? Because you got Desires. I know. I know.
I don't know. I listened to it and I was like, this is very like commercial in a way. So I was like, I really like Losses and Chicago Freestyle, and I was like, okay. Chicago Freestyle is what make me start the theory that I brought up in a couple episodes of like Drake started singing niggas on his songs because he's trying to like get out of that factor, like because he came in as a singing dude. So I think he's trying to like people know he has that range already, but I think as he's trying to be more of a rapper, I think he started getting like more singing dudes on his songs to also carry that element more so that he can rap and like carry bars off more. And I think it's an interesting way, but I think it's a conscious choice. Like I think it's being made, but I don't think it's like completely taking over his sound. Like I don't think that's completely what's gonna happen. I think he's still gonna be on his like slow singing shit as he usually is. Because I think of Scorpion and like all the slow songs I like on it, like Jaded, Peak, Finesse, all of them are him. Like they're not featured. There's no features on it. So he has the ability to do it, but I do think in a way he does incorporate that element into his music. But I am excited for him to start the year off with that.
Yeah,
with a new project. I think that's gonna be dope.
Hip hop is gonna be valid, I feel like, in 2021.
For sure.
Hopefully.
Jeez. As soon as I said it, something was like, why would you say that?
No, but it's getting to that point.
Well, at least for the women.
Yeah. No, the women going up for sure.
Getting to that point for real, dog.
That's great for us.
Oh man.
Yeah, because it's time for us to have the limelight. Because a lot of us, come on. They really put in the work for years. They've been doing it for years. Rico, Flo, Millie, Koi, all of them.
Apparently.
All of them.
How do y'all feel about Tiana Taylor saying she's going to retire?
That I don't like.
Yeah.
But I respect her reasons.
Right. On their appreciation.
Yeah.
But she's a goat, bro.
Yeah, nah.
I feel like in our house, there's just so much Tiana Taylor. It's just
I want her to give us like one more. Like
that's
one.
A goat.
Yeah, like just give us one more thing.
Just
one more thing. Just one more thing. Just one more thing I can hold on to.
Nah.
Because
I feel like she's going to change her mind. No, she is sad. She's going to get over it. Hopefully.
She's going to pull a Nav.
Hopefully. But honestly, I feel like what she's doing, honestly, is paving her way into fashion now. She's like, fuck it, it's time.
Yeah, respectfully. She has been.
She's done a lot for, music, so.
She that has.
I feel like that's where she's going with it, to be honest. I feel like she about to take something over, to be honest. She about to take over like Gucci or
she about to take over some shit.
I can see it.
Or she gonna just create her own shit that's just gonna immediately
blow
up, pull through, because she's done for mad fashion designs already, like mad
Mm-hmm.
shit already. And I think this Pretty Little Thing, like creative control, is also gonna.
I feel like
I think it's gonna be its own thing for her.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. You know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
Like, but yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I don't even know how to explain that
She
stuff.
gonna
But
get
you know.
that bread though.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's my point. My point. She go get that bread.
Some quick and light.
Yeah, quick. You know,
Like,
type shit. Like, all right, cool. Like,
right.
for sure. Nah, but Tiana Taylor is really. She really a
shit.
goat. She really a goat, bro. No.
Major inspiration.
For sure. For
Oh,
sure.
and she from Harlem, like.
Mhm.
Oh shit.
Yo,
Yeah.
I got my nails done at her salon.
You went to Juni? Yo,
Yeah.
how was it?
It was. I went last Christmas, and
Mhm.
it was amazing. Like that was the best set I ever had, and it lasted
Bruh,
me mad long.
I want to go there
I wanna
so
go
bad.
back.
Yeah.
I don't know what their appointments is looking like, but when I was doing it, it was hard to catch.
It was
them. Like,
hard, bro.
You gotta call.
When you called,
gotta-
I usually get a answer machine.
I was praying to get lucky, and I called one day and I got lucky. So
Yo.
I was like, all right, I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, no, type
I'll
shit.
see you Wednesday. Like,
No, yeah, I would clear up a day. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's
and literally all the nail techs there.
yeah.
No matter which one you get.
It was crazy. It's like I know, like when they first opened, I knew like of 2 nail techs that were there that left.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They leave. They just.
But
quick.
they're also like just great, and then they end up doing their own bit, and they're like,
thing,
and I'm just like, yo, y'all are
yes.
fire.
And that's
like,
what I love though, because
Yeah.
each of them that I've seen leave have done their own thing. I follow Little Fairy, and she does her own like press-ons. Oh my god, I fucking love it.
Yeah,
Like,
I like this set, by the way. This is a really nice set. Yeah.
I got these done in Brooklyn. I want to get my nails done before I leave.
Mhm.
Like nail culture is so big,
Yeah.
and I don't like how like commercialized it's gotten.
It got
Like,
yeah for sure.
I don't like it because we in the hood bodying this,
Mhm.
and this is when it
On
needs to be
regular,
seen. Right,
yeah.
on a regular occasion. Like you feel me? Keep it
Yeah.
up all the time.
All the time. Feel me? Like,
Slayed.
but and yeah, nah,
Shaking
that
my
shit.
head.
Hey man, black culture always gets commodified though,
This is what I'm talking about.
very easily,
Yeah.
very quickly. With that being said, just talking about the hood, since you know niggas is from the hood, we're gonna get into our last little segment of the podcast. And with that being said, yo, it's Lingo Talk with the Lingo. So you know you're from Brooklyn, you're from the city. So it's like, what's your favorite lingo term you ever heard? Either growing up you heard it. It doesn't matter if you used it that much or not. Like, what's your favorite? You can give me a couple if you want, but like,
Okay, cool.
but like, if you could put them in order, try to. But like, you know, like just lingo that really like,
Resonates with you.
you know, that really sticks. Like that's some New York shit.
On some New York shit. On some heavy New York shit.
On some heavy New York shit.
Alright, so I would definitely say, fuck is you talking about?
Facts.
yes.
Facts.
Oh my
That's a
god.
whole word.
Shitting me?
Shitting me? Yes! Yes! Somebody said it! Woo! It's not just the co-host saying it no more. You shitting me? What?
Hit me that.
Yo.
Oh,
Wow.
what else? What else?
Shit, me feel so Harlem. 'Cause I feel like all the
I
Harlem.
know way, bro. It
Shit
still
me.
sticks.
Oh no, of
Shit
course.
me.
It's funny because everybody I know that says it's from Brooklyn.
Same.
Shitting me?
What else? There's so many. I don't know how it's usually how I talk. I don't know.
It just comes out, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't even think about it as slang or lingo. It's just
Right.
my
I mean,
vocabulary. Like,
I say John a lot.
you say John a lot? It's funny because John's a Philly term.
Yeah, I know.
And they don't use it how we use it.
which is great. Oh, really?
They say John for everything.
Oh,
Like, yo,
God.
pass me that John right there. Like,
I do that
that's...
sometimes.
They-
I can deal with that.
But when John first came out in the
Yeah.
city, it was to define like somebody that's bad. Like that's a
Yeah,
baddie.
that's what I'm
a John. Like
saying.
that's a John right there.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
not how they use it.
Oh.
It's really like if I'm like I want you to pass me this lighter and be like, yo, pass me that John.
Nah, I use it like that sometimes too. Okay.
But that's specifically
How
how
they
yeah,
use it.
that's how they use it for
Yeah, 'cause
everything.
when
But
it came
we
up in the city,
it was like
yo,
she's
she's
a
a
John. Yo,
That's a
fact.
dog,
Yo,
bro.
that's
Shit
a,
me.
yo, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Nah, that's a fact, John. I say fact. Like, I don't know.
I say facts a
use,
lot.
I guess all my terms. I don't know. those are like the ones I use though. I guess
Oh,
those
yeah.
top 5.
Top 4, top 5, yeah.
Yeah. What else? I feel like I'm missing one though. I don't know.
There's always that one lingo just like escapes you.
I use tight all the time.
Yeah.
Like tight, I'm tight.
Um,
I'm tight. Because I feel like I say that anywhere else and then
yeah.
Where? In your pants? Like, you good, bro?
It's crazy. Nowhere's like New York. Like, I peeped that. Nowhere I travel. And it's crazy because when I was in LA, I was very homesick. Like, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers is not doing
nothing. Nothing. Just slow motion.
And the niggas is like, damn, she crazy. I'm like, bro, nah, B, I just got bills. And I got things to do. Like,
I don't know. Like, I feel like Cali people would say we mad stressed. Like, that's it. Like, we just always stressed. Like, we always got shit to worry about. And I'm like, why don't y'all got shit to, like...
Because the weather is nice over there, bro.
Bro, their state is burning. They got shit to worry about. Niggas is not niggas is not worried. Like, they need to be worried about something because...
They need to be worried about why the weed taxes is so high.
Yo.
Because I went to
fuck
the dispensary.
Fuck MedMen, bro. Fuck MedMen.
Oh,
for
God.
real. Me and Omar have a story about MedMen. Fuck MedMen. Nah, weed tax over there is though high in certain spots. In certain dispensaries,
they shit me, bro. MedMen shit me.
Both of us too.
Yeah.
He went in to buy up oil for like what?
Like 45.
45. He
like
paid 80. Like 65. Bro, I was like a $20 tax.
I picked up a pen for $17. That shit ended up to be $50-something.
Yeah, make no sense. You
bro,
got
I bought it to get edibles.
I was at the cashier like.
The place to go, Oregon. Shout out Oregon.
You're not
Portland Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah. He went to Portland and was buying like O's for like 40 beans, like, and it was gas. Like, it was not like
8 or 5 beans. The tax is way lower. Like, anybody can grow.
Yeah,
shit.
I would go to Portland, but I feel like Portland's kind of just weird. Like, I don't know.
Oh, high key. That's like the whole thing.
That they're weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Portlandia is about?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I heard Portlandia is a weird show.
That's a whole thing, though.
Yeah.
That is a very weird show. That's what they're...
It's based on Portland.
Oregon is racist, though. Like, historically. But.
Yeah, it is historically.
I'm good.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot there that's like just not working out. Now, once they approve Jersey, like, once Jersey opens dispensaries, I'm gonna go to Jersey. Because I need that.
Yeah, I'm ready to do some shit in there, too.
Yep.
Nah, it's
Pop-ups, everything.
Oh, yeah, facts.
Airbnb vibes. Wow. I'm trying to do that.
Ooh, nah, you gotta edit the light on it.
Bro, it's like, it's sticking. You see it because it's moist, bro. It's, wow.
Before we leave, you trying something.
So they're about to indulge in some vegan sweet potato cheesecake and some vegan cornbread.
I had the cornbread before, mad times. Just so you know, this shit's crap.
I feel like my cornbread, I feel like everything changes every time I make it, though.
Yeah, it does.
It's different.
Every single time.
Crack.
But it's always good.
Thank you.
You like sweet potato pie?
Bro.
You like cheesecake? You gonna like this, bro.
Just buttery, like, just, wow.
You know what I mean?
And,
I'm not an actor. I'm a real person.
This is not a paid
This is not a paid advertisement. Yo.
Nah, but I include like herbs in the food that help with immune system and things like that. So there's sea moss in both of the, baked goods. There's also soursop in the cornbread, and flaxseed in the cheesecake. And all those help with like digestion, fiber, cleansing the body, aiding in minerals and things like that. So.
Oh, yeah. This is crack.
Good food. Good for you.
Tap in.
Amadi.
Tap in.
Thank you for coming, bro.
No
Thank you for
problem.
blessing us. Y'all know me. It's your homie ATM.
And it's your boy O.
We are the Lingo Baby. Thank y'all for tuning into the first episode of season 4. We got a great lineup for y'all. Amadi was just, beautiful, beautiful tip of the iceberg that we got. And what a great way to start us off. Thank you.
Thank you, for real.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.